Hi, and welcome to another episode of Kickstart Connections. I am your host, Lucinda Underwood. Joining me, as usual, is Marc Boudreau, my co-host. Hi, Marc.
You got me back again.
Again. I just can't get enough of these conversations that we have.
But yeah, I'm officially co-host.
You are officially my co-host.
Well, we have our Ask an Entrepreneur segment,
Yes.
that episode, which we're going to do again, but this is one of more of like a update episode into something that obviously is close to our hearts.
Yes.
Marketing.
Yes.
I'm just the co-host. You're the host.
You want me to introduce?
Let the people know what we're going to be talking
good.
about.
Well, today's episode, we are going to be talking and covering 5 of the top marketing trends that we're seeing this year. Really kind of taking a deeper dive into a few of those and hopefully give you some ideas of how you can also take those marketing strategies and use them to elevate your own business. But before we jump into that, what would this be if it wasn't an update as well? How's things been, Marc? What have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to? Well, it's finally getting warm out.
Yes, thank God.
That's always the joke about East Coasters. Like, oh, well, they talk about the weather so much. And it's like, well, it's because
it sucks most of the time.
It sucks. So when the air is finally warm, and I don't even need it to be, it can be overcast.
Yeah.
But if the air is warm, then I'm feeling good.
Yes.
The possibilities are endless.
I find this time of year, my energy just comes back.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I'm, excited to keep rocking into the summer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I personally I'm not allergic to pollen, so it's
good.
all good over here.
There you go.
But no, I mean, can't believe it's May already.
I know, yeah.
We Jamie and I, B&V, we're heading actually to Toronto in a couple weeks.
You are
doing a pop-up podcast at a conference with a client of ours. Very excited to do that. And yeah, when was the last episode? Was a month or two ago? Should know
it's about
this,
a month.
But
about a month, I think.
About a month ago. So, Man City's close to that title, closer than they were when we last spoke.
For now.
Well,
no, I think it's basically going to be between City and Arsenal.
Liverpool,
unfortunately.
Sorry, folks, if you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah. But I have faith. I have faith in my team, as always.
And then another interesting thing that you told me like an hour ago is, well, your family is from Ipswich.
Ipswich Town.
Ipswich. Yeah. I thought you were from Hertfordshire, but apparently you're from
where I grew up.
Ipswich. Okay.
That's where I grew up.
So you moved before you were born?
Before I was born. So actually, both my mum and my dad are from Ipswich, grew up there. My brother was born there.
Okay.
And then they moved shortly after he was born to kind of Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire, which is where I spent my life.
And that's where we get Hartford and Bedford. Nothing's original over here. But Ipswich Town.
Ipswich Town. So that's my brother and my dad's football team. They are diehard fans and always have been. They're season ticket holders. And they have a very big game tomorrow. Massive game tomorrow at home. Whereas if they win, they will be promoted to the Premier League. And this is their first season. They got promoted last season into the league they're in now.
The double promotion.
They are doing the double back-to-back promotion, getting back into the Premier League. They haven't been there for a number of years.
Do you know how many years it's been?
Oh, I don't. They'll be disappointed in me that I don't know that, but I'm
going to send this clip directly to your family.
Yeah, they'll be.
There's no way you're getting those tickets to the home game against City next year.
Well, this is why I'm so excited for them to reach the Premier League, because then they get to play Man City. And
that's not going to be pretty to watch.
If
you're an Ipswich fan, I don't think.
I will be planning to go home when one of those games happens, so I can go to it. But anywho. But yeah, what else is new business-wise?
What else is new business-wise? Well, we actually just had a great business call.
We did.
With a new client of ours that really excited to get started working with them.
Yeah.
Really cool business. And they're just, we enjoy getting on these business calls with them because they feel the same way we do about podcasting. And that
they really
marketing.
see the opportunity there,
They
right?
really do. So that was great getting started with them in early June and maybe some other cool opportunities with them as well.
Yeah.
So super excited for that. But other than that, we went over this last time. Future Friday, still doing quite well. If you're interested in partnering, reach out to me anywhere, Facebook, Instagram,
You don't
LinkedIn.
use Facebook.
I don't use Facebook. I can't believe I said Facebook first there, but no, Instagram, LinkedIn, email. I know. Well, actually, I was in grade 12 when Facebook came out. So, yeah, it was pretty cool back in the day.
I'd already left school
20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk about that.
No.
But yeah, things are going well. I met with some new potential clients that have some really cool businesses that we're hoping to get started with over, the next 6 months to a year. We have a student right now who's with us from NSCC.
Shout out to Alice.
Alice
doing
Matheson.
A fantastic job.
They are in the the audio radio program over at the NSCC Ivany campus on the waterfront. This is actually our 4th year with an NSCC student, and they've been great every year. I personally went to NSCC after not doing too well at university for a hot minute there. NSCC really reinvigorated my love for education.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was great. So it holds a special place in my heart.
Well, and it's great to be able to give back then as well to students now, like
Definitely.
being able to.
I mean, they're giving back to us. Like they provide us with a student, which is fantastic. But
absolutely, but just be able to give that experience is huge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Alice has been great. They're with us for 5 weeks, and this is the end of week 2.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It does. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. What about you? What's new?
What's new? Oh, well, I remember last episode I was talking a bit about the training project that I was working on with the automotive group, and how I was very much looking forward to the training aspect of it. It's been development from January up until now. And so since we last recorded, we've done the first 2 deliveries of the training to a couple of kind of pilot groups. So we can kind of roll it out. We can do the training, and then we can get feedback, make some changes before we roll it out to the whole dealer group. Happy to say it went very, very well.
Awesome.
Yeah, feedback has been wonderful. Dare I say, some of the feedback is even that they had fun.
Wow.
At training. Which can be a challenge, because when you're taking driven, ambitious salespeople away from the dealership for 2 days to come and train, you'd best keep them entertained, because they're sitting there thinking, I'm losing money sitting here. Yeah. Little do they know, actually, long term, they're gaining money. But no, it went very, very well. Very happy with it. Got some great feedback. Made some changes, and a couple of weeks we are starting the fall rollout. I know I was saying to you before, I'm looking at my schedule. Looks like I'm going to be delivering training every week, sometimes multiple times a week, until the end of August. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be
a busy summer.
And traveling all over to do so.
Yeah, you're going to work hard, play hard this summer.
I'm just going to work hard this summer.
No playing.
And then maybe after summer I'll
late summer,
play a little.
September.
Yeah.
It's still kind of nice here.
But yeah, that's been my main focus.
Yeah.
I have, still a couple of other projects that I work on that aren't as full on. But everything's ticking along nicely. Yeah, I really can't complain. I'm doing the thing.
Doing the entrepreneurship. It's always nice to see, like, we kind of have like a small little community of entrepreneurs that we sort of met through podcasting.
Yeah.
At BNV, Martina, obviously a mutual friend. She's doing great. She's obviously, acting now, and was just nominated, by the way.
Was just nominated. So the awards are on May 11th.
Yeah.
I will be going because I have to go and support my best friend, But yeah, she got nominated for Outstanding Performance for her role in a local show called Trapped. If you haven't seen it, look it up and check her out in that. She killed it, as she always does.
It's on 5-1?
Pretty sure.
TV, yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah. So yeah, very, very exciting. She's doing big things. Obviously, she works a lot in the mental health space as well. Yeah. You may know her from the Life Out Loud podcast, obviously, which is a BMV Media production. And I believe that is
we're in the works
on its way to a resurrection as well.
For a big relaunch. We were just with her the other week, actually, in Truro. She was delivering a presentation to, and I should know the organization, but it's surrounding like mental health awareness within organizations, something along those lines. Yeah. But she was fantastic. I mean, we love Martina. What else can we say?
I know.
She's the best. And a few others. I mean, it's just really nice to see everyone being successful, everyone sharing in that success.
Right.
And it's just good vibes around here right now.
It's good vibes. It's good vibes. And I feel the same, when I think back to some of the guests that I've interviewed on Kickstart Connections over the last, year and a half. It's getting on for 2 years.
I mean, I'm 35. I thought it was 30 2 days ago. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, I'll be 38 soon, so
hey,
you can't say a word. But no, I look and I see some of the folks like we've interviewed over the last sort of 18 months and seeing them out there growing their businesses and doing these things that maybe I spoke to them early on when these were just kind of dreams, and now they're out there doing it. And it's just, it's great to see. Yeah. It really is. It really is. It's awesome. So shout out to all of you. Yeah. Keep doing it. We see you.
We see you.
Yeah. Okay, shall we pivot to our main content of the episode? How's that?
Yeah, you know what? I think we've talked about ourselves enough. Yeah, let's get into it.
So like I said in the intro, we're going to talk about 5 of the top kind of marketing trends that we're seeing this year, and really seeing a lot of traction on and people really getting some great results from it as well. So the first one that I want to talk about, and I know you have some thoughts on this one, purpose-driven marketing. How would you explain purpose-driven marketing, Mark?
Purpose-driven marketing is, we've seen it for a long time.
Right.
One that really comes to mind, a company, Dove. Dove would be a great example. I mean, if you remember several years ago, they had the body positivity campaign. I think it was a Super Bowl commercial as well. And you're seeing that a lot across the board, really, where the business is through advertising. And, a lot of people don't even realize it is advertising, but it is a level of advertising where you're providing goodwill, or it's a campaign where you're partnering with an initiative or a charity, whatever it may be. And you're seeing that still in 2024. And that's going to be, I think, one of the top really trends that you'll continue to see is with these big brands partnering with, different organizations that are providing a good cause to, there's so many good causes. So the list is endless.
Well, it's that social responsibility element, right? Which is very, very important in business. A lot of environmental stuff. We obviously in the day and age that we are, where it's a very obviously current topic.
Yeah, climate change. I mean, so much going on in the world that climate change is somehow like even taking a backseat right now. But the environment is still hurting.
It is. But why do you think? I don't know what I think, but I want to ask you what you think.
Sure.
Why do you think purpose-driven marketing is so effective?
Well, I think, especially with our generation, but most especially with the next generation, the Gen Z, they're smart, they're savvy because they're way more informed. I think you go further back in time, the less informed the consumer is or was.
I mean, the internet changed that.
Yeah, completely. The internet changed everything. Yeah. So if you're a company, say the big one was all of a sudden finding out like Nike and all the other big apparel companies have sweatshops. That was you remember that when that broke, it was like, oh, well, like, I don't want to buy Nike clothes. Like they're paying, slave wages,
right?
Low wage, it's like essentially slave labor. And so I think that kind of spurred companies to realize, wait a second, like we can't just sell our product. We can't just make cool marketing videos about what we do. We need to show we need to show the why. We need to show our audience, our customer base, that we're not just making apparel, we're not just making shoes, like we're making a difference.
Yes. So I absolutely agree. And that's kind of what I was going to say as well. It, by effectively communicating that purpose, it's humanizing the organization.
Yeah.
It shows the importance of authenticity, right? And connection. And, I was thinking when you were using those examples, we as humans, we want to feel good about our purchases, right? We don't want to, well, most of us, I mean, I'm sure some people don't care, but most of us, like, we don't want to go out and buy something knowing that we're supporting something that we don't agree with.
Yeah.
Right? And we want to feel good about it and we don't want to feel guilty about it. And I think that by using that kind of marketing as a company, you're effectively communicating that, right? And it's actually then having the opposite effect where you're not feeling bad about a purchase, you're not feeling neutral about it, you're actually feeling good about it.
Yeah.
Right? Which is huge.
And in terms of how purpose-driven marketing works, like, okay, this company is doing a great thing, they're partnering with this charity. Well, how do you let people know? Because you got to tell the people what you're doing. And I'm pretty sure, what are we, 20 minutes in? So 20 minutes before I mentioned podcast, that's not bad.
I think that's a record, actually.
I think that's a record. But one of the best ways and one of the newest ways of purpose-driven marketing to utilize purpose-driven marketing is with a podcast, because it's about doing good, but it's also about being authentic and being real. Because that's, and you just touched on that. Like, that's what really resonates with people. You're not just selling a product to make money. You're trying to you actually care about the customers that you're selling products to.
And you have to facilitate connection.
Exactly. Podcasting, I've said time and time again, is one of the best ways to develop a strong and deep connection with your audience, because you're being like, right now, like, that's how I talk. Like, you might be thinking, wow, this guy's nuts, but no, this is how we talk. We're not canned. It's not scripted. We're having authentic conversations.
And it allows personality to shine through, right? Yeah.
So you're thinking, okay, purpose-driven marketing. Well, they're not talking about like the charity they're partnering with. They're not talking about the good that they're doing. Well, it doesn't always necessarily have to be about that. It's also about showing, no, we're also good people. We're people that you can trust. And here's us having an authentic conversation to show that to you.
Yeah. And it really helps display your passion for what you do as well, which is contagious, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right.
Love it. Let's go to number 2.
Number 2 is one that I'm going to have some stuff to say on.
Yeah, you take this one and ride with it.
So number 2 in kind of our 5 marketing trends is hyper-personalization. So personalization is something that we've seen a lot of, especially over recent years with the advances that we've seen in, data collection, machine learning, AI, like all of these kind of things. It's really realizing that this data and things that you learn about your customers through your transactions with them is actually very valuable and can be leveraged. So, an example that I've read on this is, think of kind of online shopping, like online clothes shopping. Companies are basically taking that data of search histories, previous purchases, things that you have looked at, clicked on, all of these kind of things on your website, and then using that to curate personalized suggestions. And I mean, we're even seeing some companies that their business model is based around that. Maybe you go through and you do a quiz and they kind of realize what type of style that you're looking for and that kind of thing.
That's interesting because, I mean, I don't do too much online shopping, mainly because I really need to put something, and I'm talking about like clothes online.
Yeah.
I really need to put something on.
I'm the opposite.
Real life. You're
I hate going.
Send it over.
Yeah, I don't like going shopping. I have like a 2-store maximum, and then I'm going home.
I'm so many different sizes, I guess, is the issue, and you never really know. But that's interesting that, if you were, say, like you're on Zara.com or whatever, you sign in, and I assume, after multiple instances of shopping, Zara is forming a customer profile and then will suggest you new in-season clothes that they know are your style.
Exactly. Even to the point where they're drilling down, they're picking items that, okay, this is Marc's style. We also have it in his size, and I know he likes these colors. And then they're making suggestions on that way. And I just... Again, I mean, it's smart. It's being data driven in making marketing decisions. And again, it's going to vary on the industry on what's available to use.
Yeah.
But I think for all businesses out there, if you are not paying attention and really, taking the time to learn your customers' preferences, you're missing out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think of that because I know a lot of people kind of get freaked out by, oh, we don't even own our data. Like businesses own our data. Like they know everything about us. And yeah, there is, there can be a malicious route, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about,
yes, exactly.
Like for what I just said, like if I'm on Zara and because of their customer profile and because of their AI, they suggest me something that I like, because it probably will be something that I like. I'm not thinking, oh, gross. I'm thinking, oh, sick. I didn't know this was on the website.
Right. It's using it to elevate convenience. Yeah. Convenience is king.
Yeah.
Right.
That's yeah.
And I agree. And actually on that point of, and this is actually a very good, a good note to take, on that point of data protection and all of these kind of things. Again, if you're going to do something like that through your business, you have to make sure that you're following all of the privacy laws. Mm-hmm. You are informing your customer base of how you use their data and all of those kind of things, because that is very, very important.
What's that saying? And I believe it's Spider-Man, and I think it was misquoted that Uncle Ben said.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Correct. AI
does. With great power comes great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. So that's one of those things. And there are responsible companies out there that are using this kind of data and AI to do good things for their customers.
And at the end of the day, it's the same with anything. Anything you do in life or in business, do with integrity.
Mm-hmm. Whether you think you are or you aren't, you're right.
No, that was Henry Ford. And that's whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. But I like it. Well done. All right, let's move on to number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 is especially for you.
Video marketing.
Video marketing.
We talk about it all the time.
We talk about it and we live it.
We live it. And we started with audio podcasts only. Mm-hmm. So we weren't immediately into the video marketing, but we realized pretty early on that, we see where this is trending. We were, I believe it was like 2018 when we started the podcast. So TikTok was still Musical.ly at that point. Instagram was, you're like, Musical.ly, what? Yeah, that's
I mean, I still don't even have TikTok.
Yeah, neither.
I'm old.
Yeah, well, I only have it for the businesses we manage. But TikTok was still Musical.ly. Instagram, for the most part, was still very much a photo sharing app. And video marketing was kind of just beginning. And I remember, a big video marketing company from here that's huge now, 365. That's around the time when I think they started in 2017, 2018, around there. And that was like, the best time to get in, because right after that, that's when video marketing shot off. Mm-hmm. You had TikTok take over, Instagram adding reels. All of a sudden, it's all
game
about
changers, right?
It's game changers. All of a sudden, everyone's just channel surfing. I call it like channel surfing on crack. You're just boom, 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 and all of a sudden, everyone was being bombarded with short form video.
Right.
And we were so used to long form, watching television, even on YouTube, like longer form video. And so for us, it was like, okay, we have our podcasting, we have our audio, we'll add video. But that's still long form. That's a full episode. But we break those down into short clips. All of a sudden, we have content that can do really well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, on multiple platforms. Where's the wah, wah, wah sound? I think we actually have that on the soundboard.
Yeah.
But so there's that form, short form video marketing has really taken the marketing industry by storm.
And it's not going anywhere.
And it's definitely not
That's
going
what we're
anywhere.
Learning here is it's not going anywhere.
But there's not there, and I talk about short form video because that's really, the brunt of video marketing right now. But there still is a place for longer features.
But it's more that you leverage the short form video to direct people to the longer form.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's going through that marketing funnel. Mm-hmm. Maybe they see a reel on Instagram of you speaking on a certain topic.
Yeah.
And then that piques their interest. And then they follow the link and they go and watch the full episode on YouTube.
And we're just pushing them down the funnel. I mean, you'll see every company that is in video marketing or is closely related to video marketing is using short form videos to market their own business.
Right.
So even for us, we do short form, or 365, for example, they do longer form videos, but we both are using short form videos to market our businesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So video marketing it's here to stay.
And if you're not doing it,
call us.
Yeah. No, for real though, I think it is something that is here to stay. How it will evolve, yet to be determined.
And that's what's interesting, right? I literally was just thinking about that while you said it. Is there's going to be so many different ways. You know, people are going to come up with super creative ways to stand out, because once we're almost at that point where the video marketing landscape is quite saturated. So it's like, where are people going to change a little tweak here, a little tweak here to stand out? I'm seeing a trend right now. People are putting out like super cinematic videos. So it's like, going to the store or like shopping at, let's say Simon's. Simon's just opened over at the Halifax Shopping Center. It's like shopping at Simon's, but make it cinematic. And it's just someone shopping in Simon's, but the way it's shot, it looks like it's in a movie.
Cool. Okay. Because, I mean, the technology to do this kind of thing is much more readily available too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it'll be fun to see, where it goes. Because, what we do, obviously, podcasting, we do short form, and that's generally how we create that short form content from the podcast. We think it's the most efficient way to market. That's another story. But we also do other forms of marketing in terms of short form videos for real estate agents, and we do videos for fashion organizations. So there is like that more creative side of things. So I love it. I'm in it, and I could talk about this forever, but we don't have all day. So
no, because we have two more to talk about.
We do have two more. Yeah.
Yeah, that was number 3. So number 4 is user-generated content. Explain that real quick for anyone that might not be familiar with the term.
So user-generated content, and once again, this kind of speaks to brands trying to be more authentic, is when, a brand partners with, we used to call them influencers, and they're still called influencers, but I think there's like kind of a stigma attached to that. But social media,
because most of them are insufferable.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna touch on that a little bit later.
Not all of them. Not all of them,
but I'm gonna touch on that. But like social media personalities, user generated content is like when a business will partner with someone online that has built a huge following on Instagram or TikTok, and they'll sell their product, whether it's through like a direct ad on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, wherever it is, or it could be like a short little skit. Or something
Would
like that.
Would it also be like, because again, you see this a lot with influencers, but like, they'll send their products and they'll do like an unboxing or that's because then they're making, it's the user that's making the content.
Yes. So you're leveraging other people's audiences.
Yes. Okay.
Where they've already built that trust. So you're leveraging that trust.
You're leveraging that relationship.
And that relationship. So you skip everything. You're like, oh, here's this audience. And instead of us trying to contact them directly and build this rapport, you go to someone who's already done that with them. Yeah.
Which traditionally has always been done with celebrity endorsements.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
similar kind of
new.
idea, but again, much more accessible now.
Yeah.
And much easier to reach. I guess, honestly, much easier to predict ROI as well, because you can actually quantify the size of that audience.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think the reason that we're seeing that it's trending again in 2024, where I think there was like that, a bit of a fall off where people were like, wait, these influencers are not telling the truth. Like they're saying they're like, you had that original influencer that was like traveling the world and staying at, and they were basically, they were marketing the places they were staying. Like they would get free hotel rooms or whatever it was. But you found out that it just wasn't authentic at all, for the most part. Not everyone.
And I mean, then isn't there, oh God, I don't even know where it is. It's probably LA or something. But they have literally like a studio with the interior of a private jet.
Yeah.
That influencers could go and like.
Oh, yeah. So
anyway,
there's that side
not
of it.
Not my cup of tea.
That ugly side. And people, like, that goes back to being informed consumers. Like that got out. People found out about that. Because we're all connected.
And I mean, at the end of the day, if that kind of marketing is, we know the power behind that marketing is authenticity, then of course it's not going to work if you are trying to be authentic in a non-authentic way.
Exactly. And the reason I think that it's going on the rise again is because we're seeing this rise of authentic influencers.
Yeah.
I think of, for example, actually right in here in Halifax, Alicia McCarville.
That's an influencer I do love.
Yes. She's an
awesome.
authentic influencer. She is one of the most truthful people.
Yeah, she's very real.
Very real
and
on
hilarious.
social media and hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's built that trust with her audience because she's put herself out there, and so many people can relate to that kind of thing. So I think that's where you're seeing way more, where the influencers of old were like selling this lifestyle, and people were following them because they thought they were super cool and like, oh, I want to be that person. I want to do the things they're doing. Whereas this kind of new age influencer is growing and maintaining that audience by relating to that audience.
Right.
And being like, and the audience their reaction isn't, oh, I want to like go on that trip that they're on. They're like, oh, wow, like this person who has several million
they
followers
feel like they know them.
Feels the same way I feel. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's that showing the human side.
Yeah.
And I mean, as humans, we have an innate ability to know when somebody is not being themselves. You know it. It comes through in different kind of behaviors and things like that, but you know something's kind of off. Whereas when somebody is very, very true to themselves and very open about who they are and what their life is like, we're endeared to them because we can relate to them, right?
Absolutely.
Again, it's giving that conditions for connection, right?
Yeah.
Last up, number 5, last but not least, social commerce.
Yeah. So
what are we seeing there?
This is kind of related to number 4 because influencers selling a product or partnering with a product, that is a form of social commerce. And you've been seeing that for a while, and you'll continue to see that. But then there's also forms where it's like you are able to directly sell products on these platforms. So if you remember like Instagram Shop, that was kind of like the first step where you could you could tag an actual like clothing item in the post, and then you could go to the website.
Right.
Now with TikTok for Business, you can straight up buy the product without even leaving TikTok.
So it's like its own like e-commerce platform.
Exactly. But it's not e-commerce. It's social commerce.
That would make sense.
So that is on the rise, especially, I mean, I guess we should mention that the U.S. has passed the bill that will ban TikTok.
It's unless somebody else buys out TikTok, which is not going to happen, right?
ByteDance or whatever the company, the Chinese company that owns it, has to divest. It's so funny, Americans, they're like, sell this to us, or we're not allowing it here. But at the same time, China doesn't allow Google, Facebook, or Instagram or anything. So fair enough.
Yeah.
But somebody tells me that TikTok isn't going anywhere.
No, I think it's too much of a machine at this point now.
Exactly. Yeah. And the U.S. will figure out how to get their hands on it one way or another. Everyone has a price. So I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. So there's my 2 cents on that. So I think I almost said e-commerce.
Sorry, that's my bad. Social commerce.
What have I done? The apps are going to come for me. But no, I think social commerce will continue to be on the rise. And I think the main thing why, and I think e-commerce has its place, but everyone is on the apps. Everyone's on Instagram. Everyone's on TikTok. Everyone's on YouTube. Not everyone's, on the internet, just like searching stuff up.
Right.
So if you're on the app and you're getting sold to directly on the app, you never have to leave the app. I mean, it's just that much more powerful. I forget who it was. It was a fellow entrepreneur a couple of years ago. They were like, we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars figuring out how to create the sales funnel that has the least amount of clicks. So if we can get 1 click to sale, which is, you need a couple more clicks, but the least amount of clicks to convert.
It's convenience again, right?
It's convenience again.
Yeah. And also, there's a big tie-in with social commerce and that hyper-personalization. I mean, I know we kind of all joke about it, that you have a conversation about something and the next thing you know, you've got targeted ads coming up on your Instagram and things like that. But yeah, absolutely. It's there and it happens. And I mean, I know obviously people have widening views and opinions on it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it absolutely makes things more convenient.
Yeah.
Right. Which is where all of these things are really going to.
Yep.
So
convenience and trust are the two biggest things. The two biggest takeaways, if you're wondering. So, sell on the apps and start a podcast, folks.
That's it. Easy as that. So that is, well, I wouldn't say that's the top 5 marketing strategies or trends for this year, but it's definitely 5 of the top ones. So we talked about purpose-driven marketing, hyper-personalization, video marketing, which is our area, user-generated content, and social commerce. If you have some thoughts, reach out and let us know.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the same trends? Are you using any of these trends? Because it's fun things are changing so quickly in this world with the technology that we have. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
It sure is. I mean, you think about, when we were born, the internet was brand new. You're like, I was born in like 1960. No, I'm joking.
86.
86. No, you think
the
about
internet existed. It's just we didn't know about it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It existed in government only.
The government definitely was messing around with the internet. But like, think about in the last 30 years, the growth in the market, in every aspect of life.
It's changed the world.
Technology has completely changed the world. So it's these trends. We definitely think, like you said, 5 of the top 10. Let's say.
Yeah, 5 of the top 10.
5 of the top 10.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun to see where these go and how they're utilized. And like I was saying, with video marketing, seeing how people are going to stand out from the rest in a more saturated market. Before we go, if you're watching on YouTube, please like this, subscribe, hit that bell button, leave a comment. Let us know what you think is going to be trending in the marketing world for the rest of 2024. And beyond. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, give us a follow, subscribe to the podcast, give us a rating, and leave a little review. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Follow us on Instagram as well. I know this is a lot of ask, but
at Kickstart Connections
why
podcast.
Not? Yeah, and at bnv.media.
Yeah, bnv.media.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, another great episode.
Another great one. Oh, wait. And if you want to be a guest on Kickstart Connection, we do have some guests coming up. I know I keep saying that, but I swear they're coming.
The hardest thing, honestly, has been more just actually having the time to schedule studio time. That's been the challenge.
We've been quite busy.
Yes.
But no, we do want to have people on. We are going to have people on. And if you feel like you'd be a great guest, you want to talk about your business, talk about your story, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Reach out to us, on those platforms we mentioned, or
you can email us. Yeah, you can email us at hello@kickstartconnections.com. Well, without further ado, why don't you take us home?
All right, folks. Well, until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great month. Have a great year, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for joining us.